Hello, Teacher Janet. I introduce myself. I'm Fabiola Núñez Lopez. I'm studying teaching and learning English in secondary education degree at the Ignacio Manuel Altamirano Normal School. I'm going to talk about my stay at the school. Well, I arrive 7 a.m. and leave 20 past 2 p.m. every day from Monday to Friday because on Monday I leave until 40 past 3 p.m. Monday is the happiest day of the week for that reason. I have different subjects that help my professional training, but the subjects that train me as a teacher and those that focus on learning English. I like both parts of my career. That is why I chose it. But I certainly love to be able to strengthening English and speak it. Well, every morning from Monday to Friday, from 7 a.m. to half past 8 a.m., I attend the music workshop. I really like it. For me, it is the most beautiful and representative artistic expression in everyone's life because we like to listen to music and we have favorite artists and favorite songs. From my school, I like workshops and the great opportunity they give us to grow in it. Many of classmates have visited other states for being the best at what they do speaking, sports, and culturally. My academic classes that I have after workshop are management of the educational center. I take this subject on Monday and Friday. It is one of the subjects focused on my teacher training. It's a bit theoretical but interesting. This subject is taught by teacher Brian. The next one is strengthening confidence in conversation. I take classes on this subject on Monday, Thursday, and Friday. This subject is focusing on or strengthening in English. I like the English language too much. Was one of the great reasons why I am studying this career. And this subject is taught by teacher Janet. Other subject is phonetic and phonology. In the same way, this subject is focused on the good pronunciation of English from the study of phonetic and phonology. But in general, this subject is somewhat complicated for me by the very exact type of the content that is handled. This subject is taught by teacher Gabriela. The next one is seminar. This subject is the reason that it is late on Mondays. Although we do not take in it class because we do not have a teacher. Other subject is current challenge of education in Mexico. In this subject, it is too much theory readings and making the last class on Mondays even heavier. The class is taught by teacher Diana. Other subject is neuroscience in adolescent. This subject is about the human brain, mostly focused on the adolescent brain and the process it performs. Very dynamic due the context it deals with and is taught by teacher Leji. Other subject is translation of the text too. Actually, this subject is very theoretical. The content is a bit heavy because we use any concept about very exact speech to study it. And although on the other hand, we also translate some text in English of our own interest in class taught by teacher Elizabeth. The next one is strategies of teaching work. The subject of approach to practice is one of the most relevant within the normal. All degrees have this subject, and the teachers who teach it are those who assess whether we will go to teaching practice or not. It is also possible to say that it is a little laborious for the things to be done for give class, such as the elaboration didactic material and class plan. This subject is taught by teacher Francisco. Other subject is discourse analysis. This subject, for my consideration, is oriented to the good use of our own language. Signs, in this we see terms that are exclusively used in people's writing and language. Although, for now, we are studying, it focuses on Spanish. The class is taught by teacher Sergio. Other subject is expression and oral comprehension. This is another subject taught by teacher Sergio, but in this subject we study English, both text in English and dialogues. In this subject, the teacher asks us to record videos saying dialogues in English and then upload them to YouTube. The teacher is very patient and takes us by hand through our learning process. I don't usually have a lot of free time at the normal. Usually the free time I have is just recess, which I use to have breakfast and talk with my friends. I always have all the class, but sometimes when a teacher is absent, I go home or advance my homework because in the afternoon I have to go to my social service. In conclusion, I can say that my favorite subjects are strengthening confidence in conversation and expression and oral comprehension, because both have content that is totally of my interest, and teachers are always constantly supporting us in the teacher process for a better understanding, in addition which are the only subject in which I really learn something. Thank you for your attention.